A question about the offensive. When and where do you think it will start?
There is currently a significant amount of contradictory information available. Putin is a voluntarist who has assumed full command. He forms his own idea of war. In particular, he has some childish associations, as in Bondarev's movie Battalions Ask for Fire. He will act absolutely according to this scheme. I am 100% convinced they will plan diversionary maneuvers, and the main strike will take place in a completely different location. The main strike is likely to travel from Bryansk, Belarus, to Kiev, and a strike on Kharkiv is also possible. We are monitoring this. We are currently observing the preparation of border airfields in Belarus and Bryansk. It's clearly visible. Not a single airplane is there. Although there were Ruslan airplanes in Bryansk, there isn't a single Ruslan aircraft in the area. It's understandable that they are afraid that drones will come and bomb them. We can see that there have been numerous exercises to move large numbers of troops. 7 Ruslan airplanes were involved. IL-76s were used, and they rehearsed landing on the ground. These planes are capable of landing anywhere, not just on the airfield. We observe that a significant number of tractors without tanks are currently heading towards the front. If they are heading to the front, it implies that they will be removing someone, most likely a tank. The tractors arrive one by one. I ask those of our comrades who are watching now to report. This is very important information. We are able to observe the current movement of the troops. We see it clearly. We see that there is a buildup of troops. For example, the Northern Fleet has put some incredible numbers of men through the stockpiles, more than 1,000 men each. That's Pechenga, Sputnik, and so on. There are 3 points we know well. They gather 1,000 plus people and then move them closer to the front to be trained by Wagnerians, to be trained by all sorts of veterans, and so on. We're watching very closely. We are also carefully watching a large amount of construction material, including logs. Putin's men, like Suvorovцы, want to make a bridge out of Kushaks and sail across the Dnieper. Although they have an insufficient number of pontoons, naturally forcing the Dnieper through high water is madness. They will all drown there. I believe they are most likely planning to attack the islands at the mouth of the Dnieper, which is why they are dragging pontoons there. They are there, and we can see them. They are transporting a substantial quantity of circular timber to that location. They plan to install pontoons from one island to another for the purpose of crossing. The current is weak there. The river branches are very narrow, and they will try to establish a crossing there. And somewhere they'll simulate a major strike. 100% Putin will do that. So we have to talk about an offensive in June, especially since he is conducting a non-strategic nuclear exercise in the southern district. The southern district is headquartered in Rostov. That's the southern district that Prigozhin took by storm. This exercise could potentially serve as a prelude to an offensive. We aim to demonstrate that if you respond forcefully, we will employ tactical nuclear weapons. Putin's very serious about nuclear weapons. They've announced drills, but in fact, they hold drills every week. We have people working at various facilities, including the Ministry of Defense, and we see them hanging bombs and missiles under planes. Once a week, these planes fly around, have a certain trajectory, and move along the borders of NATO countries. These planes with daggers and nuclear bombs are tactical nuclear weapons, not strategic. Putin makes it a habit of sending nukes in large numbers every week, sort of into battle, but nothing happens. Notice that when that happens, Putin disappears. I wouldn't be surprised if one day Putin disappears, crawls into a bunker in Yamantau Mountain, planes take off with nukes, and everyone thinks it's just another drill, like in the song, and the town thought it was a drill. Putin could launch a nuclear strike, and it would be devastating. You can't discount any of this. A large number of people will die. There is no doubt that NATO countries will immediately destroy Russia. This is what China needs. This is the most ideal option for China.